Jump in. They say don't jump to pass. Certainly you don't usually jump to throw a one-handed bounce pass. He got it done, though, there. Through 3 defenders?
Yeah, nice and tricky. Sometimes you jump, though, they lift their hands up. You see how he baited them? Lift his hands up, then throw a little bounce pass. That's how they teach elementary, don't jump to pass. But when you're athletic, they don't stop teaching it because they know you know better.
All right, Spurs at Lakers. Ivica Zubac says that. With the dunk in traffic. Do you know what his friends call him? I'm going to get this right. Zupac.
What about Z-Pac?
I think she was trying to do a Tupac reference.
No, there's nothing similar besides he was in Los Angeles with Tupac. Okay, like...
Let's just rewrite
That's a good win for them. San Antonio needed this win. The Lakers.
It's a good win for the Lakers. It is a brutal loss for San Antonio. Brutal loss.
I think some people watching the highlight think it's the Denver Nuggets. The uniform.
Oh.
They have uniforms that come.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Absolutely.
Hey, Pelicans at Grizzlies. AD, the brow. That was a good shot.
Listen, Anthony Davis, please stop falling. I'm glad you broke your fall.
It makes you nervous.
It makes me so nervous. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm like holding my breath. I've seen this highlight. I watched this game. I know he didn't get hurt, and I'm still nervous watching this. And each one more. Why are you setting your man up to have to go 13 feet in the air to go get this alley-oop? It makes me nervous, man. I don't need Anthony Davis on the ground.
Did you see how he threw that pass to him, Nick? He jumped into it.
And it was a bad pass, CC. It was a bad pass.
All right, moving on to Odell Beckham. Remember the days when players didn't try to recruit you over Twitter? Neither do I. Jarvis Landry started it. Todd Gurley got in on the fun before the Rams traded for Brandon Cooks. The latest to get in on it on Twitter recruitment, Jags cornerback Jalen Ramsey. He sent out this to OBJ. Jerry and Prime used to go at it and make each other better on a daily. Hashtag I'm just thinking out loud. Hashtag I'm thinking greatness, though. CC, would OBJ be a good fit with the Jaguars? You actually were the first to bring this up yesterday. It was interesting.
With Tom Coughlin, him running the football operations there in Jacksonville, they have a need at wide receiver. They do have Jalen Ramsey and some other personalities on that defense that I believe OBJ would fit in nice with. Yes, they got a quarterback they're not paying $25 million to over a long period of time. Now, he's not as good as people would like him to be, but I guarantee you if he had OBJ, he'd get a lot better in a hurry. Their ability to be able to run the ball down people's throat. This offseason, what did they concentrate on? They went out and got the best guard in football, going to get him from Carolina, made him the highest paid guard. They're getting ready to mash people to death. And as a wide receiver, when you can run the ball, they commit all those people to the line of scrimmage. It's easy because it's either one guy or a little bit of safety help. That's all they can do. So I think it would be a great fit for need. I think it'd be a great fit for the money and the type of compensation OBJ is looking for and the ability to be able to play in the AFC. I believe that he would enjoy that playing in Florida on a natural surface.
Real quick, before I get to my thoughts on this, is there a real thing, too, also, he and Jalen Ramsey, iron sharpening iron, as Odell put it, like in his tweet back, that two great players going against each other? I'll ignore the fact that Jalen Ramsey compared himself to the greatest cover corner ever in Deion Sanders. Like, just, is there anything there to you?
Jalen is that kind of good. He can compare himself. And he's from Florida State. He can compare himself to Prime. To me, Deion Sanders is the greatest DB that's ever played in the NFL. It does help. But one of Odell's problems with the Giants was they would not let him practice a lot. They wouldn't let him compete in practice. Odell realizes that was not making him better because they were concerned about him getting hurt. When you go down to a situation like Jacksonville, it's very competitive. The practices a lot like Seattle. So Richard Sherman and those guys. So, yes, there is some truth and there is some validity to having great corners opposite of a great receiver. Their practice time, the reps are that much better.
All right, so I also want to level set something here because I think it'd be an interesting fit. And I think the Jags, it's a piece. They can't get a better quarterback, at least right now. What they can do is give the quarterback as many weapons as possible. They draft Leonard Fournette. They get him the best offensive lineman available on the market. They upgraded the defense last year. This would be the one piece, especially after losing Allen Robinson to a torn ACL and then losing him to free agency. Lost Allen Hurns to free agency. Like, all this would make sense. But I do think it's noteworthy. So Odell's new offensive coordinator, his offensive coordinator, Mike Shula, came out and said he's a vital piece of our offense. We have heard Odell's current teammates speak highly of him. We're yet to hear a player outside of the league tweet something along the lines of, don't want Odell here, all them damn distractions.
Well,
that video.
When was the last time a player said, we don't want this player on our team?
Well,
we hear the Von Millers, like we hear. Does that happen a lot? Where you hear players?
I mean, I feel like
we
heard that. We heard that some with RG3, which was one of the issues I had with the signing in Baltimore. But I think a more fair question is: there's a lot of guys who were free agents. I haven't seen. He's not even a free agent. I haven't seen anyone recruited aside from Kirk Cousins the way OBJ is being recruited. So I say all that to say this: I know the ownership doesn't necessarily like answering questions about Odell. Doesn't seem like there are players around the league worried about the things we're worried about with Odell. Seems like whichever team gets him, those teammates would be excited about getting him, that he would be a welcome addition to their locker room.
Jenna, you're right. Nick, in that you're wrong. Even though you might recruit a guy, there are concerns. I guarantee you Jalen Ramsey would not have been happy with the boat trip. Guarantee you that. All right? Guys don't say that on Twitter, but guys are trying to win. And when you add that type of talent to the locker room, they're not expecting to bring no distractions. They're talking about just the football player. But there are distractions that come with it.
Okay, I got something to say about that, but we have Jay Wright coming up, so I'll wait. We can talk about this.
Yeah, I've been in the NFL locker room for 16 years.
I understand that. I understand that. I can still.
And I know a lot of guys in the locker room.
I get all that. Well, we can still discuss this more later.
No problem. Jenna, you're right.
Marinate in a moment.
He was right yesterday.
But today,
you're right.
Marinating. Coming up, national champion head coach Jay Wright.